I'm just leaving a wedding, so I figured that I would stop in and discuss some things I've noticed on this platform. Let's start with something nobody wants to admit. A lot of viewers don't want truth. They want a show. They want glitz, glamour, corporate edits, flashy thumbnails, dramatic music, jump cuts, and a whole production team behind every video. They want to be entertained even if the message is exaggerated, far-fetched, or flat out empty. Some viewers want the illusion of wisdom, not the reality of it. They want the performance, not the substance. And because of that, creators feel pressured to put on a circus just to keep people watching. But here's the thing. I'm not a circus. I'm not a production studio. I'm not a corporate brand. I'm a social critic. I speak on real observations that everybody sees in the Black community, but nobody wants to talk about. I'm not here to entertain you with lies. I'm here to challenge you with truth. And truth doesn't always come with special effects. Truth doesn't always come with a polished thumbnail or a corporate smile. Sometimes truth comes rough around the edges, unfiltered and uncomfortable. And that's exactly how I deliver it, while I am also on my mission to be a better man. There's also a void, the giant empty space in the middle of these YouTube streets where male accountability should be. Everywhere you look, it's video after video tearing down women, analyzing women, critiquing women, blaming women. And listen, I'm not saying some women don't need to tighten up, but I'm not here to babysit grown women. I'm talking to my male peers because if we're serious about shifting the culture in the Black community, it starts with us. The problem is, too many creators have built their entire platform on bashing women. They've created audiences that don't want truth. They want entertainment. They want drama. They want chaos. They want someone to blame. And these creators know it. They know the moment they switch up and start talking about male accountability, their views drop, their subscribers dip, and their revenue takes a hit. So they stay in that lane. They stay in the negativity and the echo chamber. And the saddest part, some of them have lost their moral compass chasing a paycheck. They don't even believe half the stuff they say anymore. They just know it pays. What these creators behind me don't understand is that once you build your platform on negativity, you become a prisoner to your own audience. You can't pivot. You can't grow. You can't evolve because your audience owns you. They expect you to bash women every day. They expect you to feed their bitterness and validate their lack of accountability. And if you don't, they turn on you. They unsubscribe. They call you a sellout. They say you switched up. They say you're simping. They say you're protecting women. No, you're just telling the truth. But truth doesn't sell when people want entertainment. Truth doesn't sell when people want to feel good about their dysfunction and want to avoid the mirror. And that's why I refuse to play that game. I'm not here to be owned by my audience. I'm not here to be a puppet or a dopamine dealer. I'm here to be a social critic and to talk about the real issues in the Black community, the ones everybody sees but nobody wants to address, and what these dudes behind me won't admit publicly, the sabotage. Because the moment you start speaking truth, the bigger channels start watching you, not to support you, not to uplift you, not to collaborate. They watch you to steal your ideas. They watch you to remix your content. They watch you to twist your message into something they can monetize. Some of them sit in the clouds, quietly studying your videos, then turn around and upload the same topic with a corporate polish and a bigger platform. And because they have the numbers, people think they came up with it. Some will even react to your content just to tear it down, not because they disagree, but because they don't want you gaining traction. They'll send their followers to your comments to stir chaos, to poison your analytics, to make your engagement look messy, Some will even show up on your channel, bugging in the comments, just to trigger the algorithm against you. This is what the space has become. A battlefield where bigger channels pretend to be mentors while quietly stepping on smaller creators to protect their own bag. We live in a performance economy. The algorithm rewards chaos, not clarity. It rewards exaggeration, not honesty. It rewards drama, not discipline. And because of that, creators feel pressured to perform instead of teach. They feel pressured to entertain instead of enlighten. They are pressured to create characters instead of conversations. That's why you see grown men online acting like caricatures of masculinity, yelling into microphones, insulting women, flexing fake lifestyles, pretending to be experts in relationships they've never had. It's all performance. It's all theater. It's all a show. And the viewers eat it up because it feels good. It gives them a villain to blame and a hero to worship. But none of it builds on manhood or strengthens the community. None of it pushes us forward. It just keeps us distracted while the real issues go untouched. There's also an echo chamber effect, because a lot of men don't even realize they're being radicalized by content that feeds their insecurities. They watch one video blaming women, then the algorithm feeds them 10 more. They watch a creator rant about female nature, and suddenly their homepage is filled with the same message. Before they know it, they're trapped in a digital bubble where every problem in their life is a woman's fault. They stop thinking critically. They stop reflecting. They stop growing. They stop improving. They become addicted to content that validates their stagnation. And the worst part, they start believing that accountability is an attack. They start believing that self-improvement is optional, and believing that manhood is about complaining instead of building. That's how men lose themselves without even realizing it. Now, let's get into the meat of this video. Why do so many men avoid accountability? Because accountability forces you to confront the gap between who you are and who you pretend to be. Accountability exposes the laziness and exposes the lack of discipline. Accountability exposes the emotional immaturity. It exposes the excuses and the fact that some men haven't grown since high school. And that's uncomfortable. It's easier to blame women in society. It's easier to blame your upbringing and or your ex. Hell, it's easier to blame the world. But the truth is simple. The hardest person to confront is the man in the mirror. And until we confront him, nothing changes. We've built a culture of distraction. Men spend hours debating women online, but won't spend 10 minutes improving themselves. Men memorize talking points, but don't apply discipline. They'll study female behavior, but don't study their own. Men want to be leaders, but don't want to lead themselves. They want respect, but haven't earned it. And they want loyalty, but aren't loyal to their responsibilities. They always want submission, but have no direction. And the wild part, they think watching content is the same as doing the work. They think consuming information is the same as transformation. And all of the complaining is the same as improving. That's why our community is stuck. Not because of women, not because of society, but because too many men are distracted by everything except their own growth. So, let's talk about the new standard. What does real manhood look like in 2026? It looks like discipline and emotional control. It looks like responsibility and purpose, like consistency and leadership. It looks like a man who can think for himself instead of following the loudest voice online. A man who can build instead of blame. It looks like a man who can grow instead of complain and stand on truth even when it's unpopular. It looks like a man who can uplift the community instead of draining it. That's the new standard. That's the direction we need to move in. That's the version of manhood that will rebuild the Black community from the inside out. But I ain't gonna hold you. Here's the truth, raw and uncut. I'm not here to be perfect or polished. I'm not here to be corporate, but to be real. I'm here to be rough around the edges and speak on the things everybody sees, but nobody wants to say. I'd rather have a small group of subscribers who can think for themselves than thousands who just want to see a fire burn. I'm gonna keep dropping videos rooted in self-improvement, accountability, and real manhood. I'll occasionally keep dropping stories from my past to give context and lessons. I'm challenging the culture instead of entertaining it. Because at the end of the day, this platform isn't about perfection. It's about truth. And truth, even when it's rough, is the only thing that can move us forward.